I always find carrying a debit card or a credit card a risky affair when I'm stepping out to shop. Shopping can easily get out of hand when all it takes to buy anything is simply just a swipe of a card. I tend to buy even the things that are not needed simply because I see some money in my bank account. But the scene is entirely different when I avoid carrying plastic money, as it becomes easier to keep track of how much money I have before I decide to go on a spending spree to buy anything that is appealing to the eyes. In a world where going cashless is widely promoted, I find it easier sticking to using cash on a daily basis, as it helps me to keep my spending under control. Moreover, it also allows me to avoid spending more than what I actually have. After all, being under a credit card debt is not really a pleasant situation to be in. Going cashless versus sticking to a cash-only budget is something that can always be debated. How you choose to spend your money depends entirely on your spending habits and the mindset you have towards money. But using cash as much as you can has its own benefits that totally outweighs the risk. And today I will share with you some of the benefits that it offers so that you can choose also to adapt it for your own budget and help keep your spending under control. 1, it will keep your expenses in check. If you are somebody who likes to buy things on impulse, you might want to switch to using cash for your expenses, as it will help put a limit on how much you can spend, and you won't stand the risk of throwing away your savings by just a swipe of a card. Cash is something that you have to give away when buying something in return, and I'm pretty sure we'll all accept the fact that it's painful handing over your hard-earned money. Secondly, it will help keep you away from debt. Stepping into a grocery store or a shopping mall with nothing but just a credit card can be dangerous at times. People always find themselves under credit card debt because it gets difficult sticking to a budget when there's no limit on how much money you can actually spend. A wallet that has cash will help you stick to buying only the things that you actually need with only the money that you have in it. Thirdly, you can save a lot of money. Banks charge interest on those credit card debits besides the annual credit card or debit card fees that you pay, and you can easily avoid these by just sticking to using cash for all your purchases. Moreover, you are less likely to overspend when you know you are carrying a limited amount of money in your wallet and you need to save them for those important purchases that will come up. Going cash only can save your life if you have been struggling to keep your personal finances under control. Moreover, in order to stick to using cash for all your daily purchases, the first thing you need to change is the mindset that you have towards money. It is important to prepare yourself for using cash as much as possible, no matter how habitual you've become with making card payments. But once determination sets in, you can be saving a lot of money in no time by just using cash as much as possible. Here are a few ways that can help you in adapting a cash-only lifestyle. Number 1, keep plastic money at home. It is easy to spend more money than you have in a tap-and-go world. Make sure that you only carry cash when stepping out of the house so that you don't go overboard with your spending. Avoid using debit and credit cards as much as possible if you want to avoid the risk of landing yourself in credit card debt or swiping away your savings. Number 2, use the cash envelope system. Maintain envelopes for all your major expenses and set aside the required amount of cash for each one of them. Take these envelopes along every time you go shopping. This will help you track the amount of money you are spending in each category and prevent you from overspending, as there is limited amount of cash for each of the categories. Number 3, set aside dates for ATM cash withdrawals. You need to be having cash to facilitate your cash payments, which makes it important to conduct regular visits to the ATM to make cash withdrawals. Make sure you withdraw a limited amount of cash every time you visit the ATM. This will help put a tab on how much you are spending, as you can't spend what you don't have. Number 4, specify the categories for using cash. Decide on the categories for which you'll be using cash and make it a point not to use card for those payments. At the same time, specify the categories that you would like to use card for payment, as there are some situations where cash payments might not be possible and it's more beneficial to use cards than to use cash. Save your card money to pay your loan installments, and for those e-commerce sites where it's not possible to use cash and a card will be required to make a purchase. Point number 5, track receipts for cash purchases. It is easy to track your purchases while paying online as they reflect on your bank statements, but it can be tough to do same when you are using cash payment for majority of your expenses. When you are going cash only for your budget, it is important to keep all your receipts in a folder maintained for this purpose. That way you will know where your money is going. Point number 6, maintain an emergency fund. Emergencies can suck the savings out of your bank account if you don't have any money saved up for them. In a world full of uncertainties, maintaining an emergency fund has become a necessity, as it provides you the needed cover for any unforeseen financial emergencies. Emergency fund should preferably be maintained in cash, and it should be kept far away from your reach so that you are not tempted to spend it on non-emergency expenses. Point number 6, carry limited cash. Going cash only is no guarantee that you won't be overspending your money. In order to be successful in sticking to using cash on a daily basis, you should stick to the cash limit specified for each expense. If you are going out for a shopping trip, carry only the amount of money that will be needed to prevent you from buying things on impulse just because there's money available. Number 8, make adjustments to your budget. You might need to alter your budget a little bit if need be. If you think that the amount allocated to utilities is more than what is needed, you can shift the surplus to other expense categories that might need it. This will prevent you from shelling out money from your debit or credit card to make up for the shortage in that expense category. Going cash only for your budget has its own benefits that can help you save a lot of money without even really doing anything. You are not more likely to stick to your budget, but you will learn to value your purchases when you are parting with cash in hand. Have you considered sticking to cash on a daily basis? Has it helped you in achieving financial stability? What are some of the methods that you use to go cashless for your budget? Let's engage in the comment section and learn from each other. And I'll be there to respond to any of your questions. Thank you, and catch you in the next video. Kindly subscribe if you haven't so that you can join this family. And don't forget to like the video and share with other family and friends. Thank you. Having an effective budget is critical to keeping your finances on track and your money where you want it. However, sometimes when setting up our budget, there is a tendency to leave out some expenses that we don't think of right away. Failing to budget for all expenses can throw your budget off